I have some Memento for you today. Valmonica combo is back, and we also have Evil Eye in the back burner with some other cool decks for you as well. You guys smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. So we're going to be starting off with Memento here, of all things. Now, full disclaimer about this deck. I still think this deck needs one extra deck monster, and we kind of get off to the races. The entire gimmick is, you need 5 other Memento cards down to be able to bring out this 5,000 attack Leviathan, and then your opponent's just going to stare at it and go, what am I supposed to do about this guy? And it's actually pretty cool what they're doing with this, but I don't know. The deck just feels like it needs just a little bit more to get us, going here. So it's basically a little pot of extravagance deck with how many effects that you can basically float to make sure that you can see, the big guy do his job. So we have the triple Ash Blossom. We got the 2 Ghost Mourner Moon the Chill, triple copies of Ghost Ogie. We also have triple Maxi. We have triple copies of the Dark Blade. We also have triple copies of Fairy Witch. 2 copies of the Goblin. Honestly, the level 1's not too busted. We also have 2 Mage, and we have triple copies of the little Tatsunyu Shiro. And then, of course, 2 copies of the Memento Technical, the Nether Soul Dragon. Now, the spells are all pretty interesting. We have 1 copy of Boneback, triple copies of the Bone Party, and then we have triple copies of the Mementolon, our field spell. Then we have triple copies of Pot of Extravagance. We do want to make sure that we can see some pretty crucial draw power. We also have 1 Rotor for searchability. We have 1 Cranium Burst, 1 Fracture Dance, and triple copies of There Can Only Be One. Then we have 1 Almirage, 2 SP Little Knight, 1 Anima with 2 Lingaribos. We have 1 Cerberus with 2 IP, 2 Doomsday Star, 1 Starving Venom, 1 Dracostapelia, and 2 copies of Mud. And then our side deck here is 2 Droll and Lockbirds, 2 copies of Ghostbow. We're citing 1 copy of the Memento Horned Dragon, 2 copies of Space Rock, 2 copies of Lightning Storm, 2 Super Poly, 1 Talents, and triple copies of Evenly Matched here, wrapping up your Memento experience. This should give you a nice little stepping stone of where you might want to start, getting the chance to learn how to play this deck for some of the pretty cool combos you can actually do. Next up here, boy, the Valmonica experience has been very interesting because most people looked at these 2 cards and they're like, they're awful. Like, there's literally no reward for wanting to play this deck. And more people kind of looked around. I think a lot of the experience kind of changed a little bit with this, as more and more people kind of were like, well, we can play Vice's Samsara. It's a level 4. It's also a tuner monster, which kind of, turns on some things down here. Along with this, gives you access to a Shroud, and you just kind of take advantage of some of the other, lines of play you get. Also, you can beam out Reinhardt here. So you're basically scaling up 4s and taking advantage of your toolbox-esque effects to be able to capitalize and punish your opponent. It's definitely interesting. So we have 1 Agito with your triple Ash Blossom. We have triple Assault Synchron, 1 Zephyros Elite with 1 Jerusalem, and 1 Magna Hut with 1 Snow. We also have 1 Kelbeck, 1 Keldo, triple copies of Maxi. We have 1 Mudora with 1 Trick Clown, 2 copies of Reinhardt, 1 Shayrin with triple Samsara. We also have triple copies of Angelo Valmonica, triple copies of Demone Valmonica, and the 1 copy of the field spell, 2 copies of Called By, your 1 Croissant Designator, 1 Rictophobia, the 1 Arrival, 1 Talents with 1 Inotare, 2 Ripple copies of Skeletia, and then we have 1 Valsara, and then we have 1 copy of the Guiding Rhythm. Then we have, of course, 1 Lightheart. Why would we not play that? 1 SP Little, 1 IP, the 1 Exceed, and 1 copy of the Oddity. We also have 1 Cross Sheep, 1 Apo, 1 copy of Zombie, 1 Dugaris with your 1 Chaos Ruler, 1 Boral Sword, 1 copy of the Boris Graham the Wicked, 1 Baron, 1 Vices of Stroud, and 1 Mud. Then we have 1 Pinkertops, triple copies of Love Golem, 1 Space Rock, 1 Trap Eater, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Super Poly, triple Evenly Matched, 1 Red Reboot, and 2 copies of Solemn Judgment here, wrapping up the power of Valmonica good stuff. Next up here, we have, I kid you not here, we're playing Horus, at least a small Horus package here, with Evil Eye. So basically, we're turboing through the deck, parting off our bad hands to set up some big monsters. When I first saw this, I was like, this is kind of intriguing, because you see how much of an engine the Horus stuff actually has become in a deck like this. You know, you turn your free discards into setting up 2 monsters, and then you set up recurability and then control with Surziel. So kind of interesting. So we have triple Ash Blossom, 1 copy of the Familiar of the Evil Eye. We also have the other copy of our Familiar. We have 1 DD Crow with 2 copies of Effect Veiler. We have 2 Ghost Bell, 1 copy of Hoppy, triple copies of Imseti, triple copies of Maxi, 1 Space Rock. We have triple copies of Surziel, 2 copies of Called By, 1 copy of Evil Eye Awakening, triple copies of The Domain, 2 copies of Gorgonia, with only 1 copy of Evil Eye Slain, triple copies of The Evil Eye is Unleashed, 2 Veronic Sarcophagus, 1 Pot of Prosperity, 1 Terraforming, your 1 Evil Eye Defeat, and 2 Infinite Impermanence. And then we have 1 copy of Deuce, 1 copy of the Ruler of Evil Eye, SP Little, Empress, Dahark with Doomsday. Also have Zeus, the Dingrisu, Darius, of course the Punisher, Horus with good old Starving Venom. We have Trifoverdom, Dracostapelia, and of course Mudmud. Wrapping up your Evil Eye list. Next up back here, hey, we have some Thunderpile. I love just kind of checking in on some of these random things that the OCG just kind of tosses at their keyboard, man. The fact that you're tossing this package with, you know, the motorbikes, getting some pendulum scales, unloading this stuff, it's actually kind of hilarious. So we have triple Ash Blossom, we have triple copies of Battery Man Solar, 1 Collapse Serpent with the 1 Baldrake, 1 Durusworm with 1 Magna Hut. We have your 2 Effect Veiler, triple copies of Maxi with 1 Gamma, 2 Motorbike with 1 Soul Peacemaker. We have 1 Soul Piercer. I also have 1 copy Wagon, 1 Libellium, triple copies of Dragon Dark with 1 Dragonhawk, 1 Dragon Roar, 1 Wyvern Buster with 1 Driver. We also have 1 Big Benki, triple copies of the Wakashi, 1 Regained, 2 Called By, triple Chaos Base, and 1 copy of There Can Only Be One. Then we have 1 Scarecrow, 1 Striker Dragon, your 1 SP Little, 1 IP, of course, the Heavenly Spheres. I also have Cross Sheep, Apollosa, the Baguski, the Ninja Sarutobi, good old Omega, Chaos Ruler with the 1 Chaos Angel, Dissipator, Baron, and 1 Colossus. Then we have 2 Denko Rekka, 1 Pinkertops, triple Droll, 1 Ghost Bell, 1 Moonlit Shell, 2 Ghost Ogi, 2 Nibiru, 1 Soul Gaia Booster, and of course 2 Archfiend Eccentric here, wrapping up a very interesting take on the little engines you can kind of stick together with your super heavy stuff and actually get away with it. Alright. Oh, hey, we have some Centurion for you today with Fallen of Albaz. You know, I gotta give it to the OCG. I love the ideas that they just slap around in this deck, man. They're like, hey, you know, today we're gonna splash some Fallen of Albaz, you know, if it works out. Okay, so we have triple Ash Blossom, triple Blazing Cartesia, 1 Jerusalem with 1 Magna Hut, 2 copies of Saronir. Also have 1 Emmet, 2 copies of Primera, 2 copies of Trudea, 2 copies of Effect Veiler. Have the 1 Fallen of Albaz, 2 copies of Quem. We have, of course, triple Maxi with your 1 Lubellion. We have 2 Called by the Grave, 1 Crossout Designator, triple copies of the Emblem of Oath, 2 Nadir Servant, triple Stand-Up Centurion with your 1 Ties of the Brethren, 1 Talents with 1 Etude of the Branded, triple copies of Infinite Permanence, and then we have 1 SP Little, 1 Artemis. Also have the 1 King Calamity, the 1 Lulu Walleth, 1 Crimson Dragon, 1 Blazar with your 1 Legatia, 1 Dissipator with 1 Baron. Also have the Titaniaclad, the Mere Jade, 2 copies of the Dust Dragon, 1 Sanctifier, and 1 Branded Dragon. Then we have 2 Droll and Lockbird, 2 Ghost Ogies, 2 copies of Space Rock, 2 Droplet, 1 Feather Duster, 2 Appointer, 1 Red Reboot, 2 Judgment, and 1 copy of Truth Centurion here, wrapping up your combo list. And our last variant here is it's Necroface with the Doomsday Horror again. Various cards attack and defense comes, you know, equal to the number of your banished dark monsters times 300. And if this card sends the graveyard, return all banished dark monsters to the graveyard. Yeah, this is some combo pile, and of course you see the scales down here. So you have the 1 Agido, the 1 copy of the Spirido, your 1 Diabellstar, 1 Doomsday with your triple Snow, and then of course 1 Hoppy with triple Incepti, the 1 Jet Synchron, the 1 Kelbeck, triple Necroface, the 1 Darenote with your triple Foxy Tune, 2 Xiamen with your triple Revo, get the 1 Reinhardt, the 1 Shinobi Necro, 2 of the Motorbikes, Soul Gaia with the triple Visus Samsara, 1 Starfrost, the 1 Big Benki with the triple Wakashi, then we have the 1 Hunter Fiend, 2 Telly, the 1 Sarcophagus, the 1 Ractophobia, the 1 Arrival, and the 1 Diabellstar Snake Eyes. Then we have Azalea, Lightheart, SP, Curious Lad must be nice, Cross Sheep, Apo, the Zombie Vampire, Dark Dimension Soldier, Chaos Ruler, the Chaos Angel, Dissipator, Baron, AFD, Stardust Assault, and a Stroud. Then we have the Triple Maxi, 2 Dark Ruler, 2 Droplet with the 1 Salesman, of course, 1 That Grass, 2 Thrust, Triple Evenly, and 1 copy of Red Reboot here, wrapping up your chunk of OCG goodies today. So what do you think? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back here later in the day, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.